Back to the For the Badge podcast. You know what time it is. The Premier League is back on Boxing Day. Want to wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Hope whatever you're celebrating out there, it's a good one. And we are definitely celebrating the return of the Premier League and the return of the Carabao Cup. Well, some of us at least. Man City played Liverpool. It's the biggest of those fixtures. What'd you think, Lewis?
Well, it was the boogaboo games because you looked at City's schedule. They play Chelsea a lot these coming weeks, and they play Liverpool a lot. They have some fixtures, and you wondered what they'd look like, and you got the barn burner 3-2. And it's funny. I have a friend who's a Liverpool fan, and he said, "Hey, man, everything's back to normal." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Liverpool is losing games." I was like, it's funny because neither team was at
Yeah.
full strength, but that guy Holland came back, De Bruyne came back, and I can't remember if I said it to you guys, but I felt like the World Cup exit for a lot of these guys were going to be motivations for them going forward, and De Bruyne looked like the best midfielder out there, and I was glad to see that. But Ake looked dangerous, and even Mahrez looked alive. So I'm happy with the result, especially since the next one is Southampton.
I mean, anytime your center back looks dangerous.
Right. Right back.
Doing something right at that point.
No, but I think you're right, and you made the point
Doing
about
something
playing for coach or country, for club or country, and he comes right back with an absolute amazing performance. Ran that game, couple of incredible assists, but it's also interesting and good for us, I would say, to note that some shocking defending for Liverpool on some of these crosses. I mean, granted, don't take any quality away from De Bruyne's cross, but nobody on the back post. Nobody at all.
Well, a quick aside before you guys pick it up is that it's funny, I like Klopp. I'm gonna be honest. I love Jurgen Klopp as a manager. He's entertaining, and I do like Klopp versus Guardiola. I think you get fireworks all the time. But then there was a press conference where he actually said Holland was offsides for something, and it wasn't even on a goal. And it's just it feels disappointing because this is that 7-year thing where supposedly this is where he loses the team or wears him out. And it feels disappointing because I actually hope he doesn't leave Liverpool. Not because, I don't like him. I think he's good for football. So it was sad to see that, but it is what it is, right?
Right.
I think it's awesome that sometimes if the commentator, or not the commentator, but if the person doing the post-match interview lets him, Klopp will just give the whole synopsis of the game, his thoughts on every moment of the game, and he'll go on and just tell you everything. He's like, and then in this moment, and then well, the second half came. It's like, okay, yeah, well, all right. Well, he asked one question, and 7 minutes later, he's still talking about. And then at the end of the day, he goes, yeah, and then they just did
Plus,
more. you know. Oh man. Well, I think that is going to be good for City looking ahead to the Leeds game. Like you were saying, Lewis, it's not till Wednesday, so you got some time to wait. But what do you think? It's away to Leeds. It's going to be a tough one.
I think because there's a lot of guys coming back, there was controversy about a lot of guys not playing or starting today because of the World Cup and within like the City fandom or the supporters where they're like, why is this guy not playing? They had time to play. And then a lot of them played. I think they're going to be close to 100 outside of DS being out for, I think, 8 games. So I think those guys will be hungry. I think Holland will be hungry to get back on the goal sheet again. And I think a couple other guys will want to show that they recognize Arsenal is for real and they need to get every single point they can get because February will be a game worth paying attention to. But they have a pretty congested list of games coming up, so they got to get this one out of the way. So I'm a pick City on that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. So as far as our predictions league goes, we never really laid it out on the pod. I mean, we discussed it, Xavier and I, what the rules are. but I'm gonna go ahead and lay it out right here so we have it on record. If you get the entire result, so that's both team scores and the right result, that's 3 points. If you get the result and one of the scores, that's 2 points. If you get just the result, that's 1 point. And if you get just one of the scores, that's 1 point. And we just total it up, throughout every game of the season. Now we'll go ahead and start. Patrick, you guys got anything about Leeds City? What do we think before we do predictions, final predictions?
And right before we get into that too, with the caveat for the rule, the winner, me and Jake decided the winner of the prediction sheet, the predictions league. So now I guess it'll encompass everyone.
We'll
So
have
it'll be
to-
like
we should- we
the
should
World
come up
Cup
with a new one,
situation.
We should come up with a new one, I think.
Oh, we should. I was about to say we would all wear the winner's jersey or colors. So I would have been in an Arsenal shirt. He would have been in a Chelsea shirt. But if
But I'm
Lewis
not gonna
wins,
supply
I would
you guys.
imagine.
I'm not gonna supply you guys with Arsenal jerseys. No way.
No, I'll have to go get one and put it in the back of the closet. Yeah.
Hey, I'm not
At
mad
least
at
it's
that.
not a Tottenham jersey.
Yeah. Oh God.
Right. No one's a Spurs fan, so this can fly. But that was the original bet. But we can come up with something more creative since there's more of us here now. But yeah, that was the original bet or wager reason to kind of take it serious because I definitely don't want to be caught dead in a red. So
Yeah. Well, let's just think about it, and we'll come back next week with
Sounds good.
an idea. We'll come back with something like that.
yeah, for sure. But to move on to the Leeds Man City game, I also have City winning this one. Kind of controlled, almost like the stats, the lineups, the probability said. I had a 2-0 going to City. Nice, easy game, controlling it from the rip. Being just able to overwhelm Leeds. I don't think it's going to be, just a walk in the park, easy day off. But I don't think it's going to be a nail biter or anything out of the ordinary is going to happen here. I think City's going to take control. They're going to take control quick and just kind of, do what City does, ride it out, get a goal when they need it, and then move on to the next one.
I'm gonna go 3-1 City. I think they're too much. I think Holland's been itching to score. I know he got one yesterday, but I think this is a better matchup for him. I think he gets 2, and then De Bruyne hits probably a free kick for a goal as well. So, yeah, I'll go 3-1 City on this one. I'm interested to see, kind of going back to the World Cup, to see what Tyler Adams we see now compared to what we saw in the World Cup. Is he going to be running all over the field, or is he going to be a little bit more chilled, kind of just playing his position? And if so, what does that look like for Leeds going forward? Because, if he plays like he did for the World Cup, it changes the way they look completely. But I just think there's too much match congestion there for him to go crazy. So give me 3-1 City on this one.
Have you heard anything about Tyler Adams? Because I couldn't find anything in the news today, but he didn't play yesterday versus Nice or Wednesday. They played Nice for another friendly, and he didn't play.
It says he's suspended.
Is he gonna?
He'll be back
it
for
says-
Newcastle.
it
He'll be
says
back
this-
for Newcastle.
It says suspended 1 match, direct red card, 1 match left.
That's
Ah,
right. That's right.
well,
Okay.
there you go. So even more, I'm confident.
Got one against the
Yeah. My prediction's the same as Patrick's.
caught one against Tottenham, right? Back in November.
That was the last game they played. Was the Tottenham game? Last game of the. So I guess the Carabao counts as one of the.
Yeah, they do. They do it in
Because it is
for
league.
national. Yeah.
It is league, right?
Sure.
Oh, I didn't give you a number. I'm going 3-0 City. I think Ederson, and I think Ederson comes back. I think the defense is going to shoot for a clean sheet because of the Liverpool game.
Give him one.
I think that it's back to bread and butter for City and De Bruyne and Holland. You saw if you saw the highlights, Joe Gomez just kind of a little bit naive, didn't anticipate that Holland was going to do what he's done for
The whole season.
this season, and just gets in front of him for the cross with the tap in, and so I watched the highlights of the Nice game, some of the friendlies that Leeds have been playing. They've been giving goals, man. They gave 4 goals to Nice. They gave 3 goals in the game before, and their 1 goal versus Nice came on a corner kick. And so I think even without Diaz, Ake is going to slot in. Maybe Laporte slots in. City's just got so much in the back line there. Akanji even, so maybe now that I'm looking at y'all scores, I'm like, maybe I don't even know if City are going to give a goal, but I think I'm going to stick with it.
A quick point: the reason I think they get a clean sheet is because Rodri looks like he's like a man on a mission, and I think that'll be part of the reason.
I saw just in the little bit that my stream worked enough because I was playing the pop-up game. Just in the little bits that it worked, Rodri looks, top background form. Makes you wonder why Spain had him in the center defense. But anyway, that's long gone. And I think that he's definitely one of the best, if not the best in the league. And I think that, again, I'm worried about my 1 goal prediction there for Leeds. But Leeds always bring the energy at home, so it was a bit of I don't know, I just think City are going to come back really strong. But we'll go ahead and move on. Segues are weird. I was talking to X about old Michael B. Jordan. Went ahead and got a little piece of the cherries.
Yeah.
He's gonna bring the heat down at Stamford Bridge. What do you think?
No.
I don't know what version of Chelsea we'll see. I mean, honestly, I really don't. I'd probably go 2-1 Chelsea, just because they've had to have done something during this layoff that would be positive. And I know that Reece played 65 minutes the other day, so Chelsea's a totally different looking team with Reece playing. So with him starting, I think they find a way to win. Backline's still a question mark.
We'll finally have Reece. Yep.
Yeah. Is Conte playing, or is he still out?
He's out since February.
He's out
Still
till
out.
February.
Kovacic isn't back. Ziyech isn't
But
back.
Chile, I think Chile played as well. No? I thought I read he did.
Chile's
Okay.
out.
I looked at all the press conferences
Chile
today. He's out.
Chile will. He's almost ready to play. I think he
That's
played a
what it
little bit of
was.
the friendly, but he will be out for this game. Cucurella will start on the other side of James.
Dang. So what's it look like? I mean, what's the formation look like? What are y'all gonna do in this game?
We'll play a back 4. They'll be wing backs finally, so we'll actually have 2 because they each play a different side. So now Chile and Cuckoo won't be squished together. There's no if who's playing where now. I think that there's a definitive you that we can hold back there. And again, with James he's in more spots than one just on the field. Even if he's not there, he does give that directional. He's very much so a leader, even at his young age, directing players, telling the midfield not to crunch in on himself so he can overlap that run. But no, I think we line up with that classic back 4, but I do think Cuckoo and James play those wing back positions that Potter's wanting them to rotate and do those overlapping runs with. I think we'll see that a little bit more perfected, being James got to stay home the whole time and really kind of get to know Potter, I would say.
Y'all see that Broja took an injury?
Who did?
Broja took a long
Oh,
injury.
yeah, he's done for the year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had surgery
Right.
Wednesday or Thursday, I think. Yeah.
So we're relying on Lil Yachty to get the goals.
him or Havertz.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we bought some guy from Molde, which who knows?
He'll be there. No, he'll be there first January. He'll be there as soon as the
Okay.
window opens.
Yeah, as soon as the window opens. Him and
as soon as the window's open, he's ours.
And then Santos won't be there till the summer, I think, is the plan. So same with Cuckoo or whatever.
So why should we expect anything different?
I mean, I think one
It's
again.
it's the gel.
Yeah, I think that for one, but I also just think this team is totally different with Reece James. There's actually some firepower. He creates space. But I do think that the team gels a little bit. I mean, there was a couple of those games they looked like they didn't know where someone was supposed to be at all. And I think if you think about it, other than Mount, Pulisic, who else? Silva. I think everybody was back for like the last 2 or 3 weeks. So I think that some of that what was necessary. I mean, truthfully, it feels like it was a summer camp, just based on what I was reading with them being in Abu Dhabi, and they played a bunch of games too, and supposedly looked really good against I think it was Brentford. I think they put 5 on them. In a
I didn't see those highlights, but that was like yesterday, wasn't it?
2 or 3 days ago, but they put it was like 5-1. They played.
Is that when
3
James played 65 minutes?
Yeah. So and that's where Fofana, of course, got hurt. Because everybody gets hurt at Chelsea.
Fofo got hurt again.
Should we
Fofo got
suspect
hurt.
the medical team at some
Yeah.
point? Like, what's going on?
We just need to bring back Eva. Lady Physio. No, but seriously,
I definitely miss the.
You what?
No, I was saying I definitely miss the old training squad that we had.
Yeah.
I mean, all of them are gone now.
Yeah. But I think that this is.
But no, I think it's going to be different too. Bournemouth's in a slump.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't won a game. They need it. We need it more than they do. I think if we lose against Bournemouth here, it sets us off on the wrong foot. Sets us off losing. That could easily bleed into when we have Berisha coming up. And if Potter loses the locker room this fast into his coaching, I don't think he has much of a career. Like, there's nowhere much for him to go after this if he doesn't successfully put something together here and at least be the interim. I just don't see Potter long term, and I'm just waiting for the pen to be pulled on. Okay, thanks for subbing in for Tuchel. Now we hired who we wanted. Because I mean, it's just performance. It's performance. 10 points out of 12. 10 out of dropping 10 out of a possible 12 is unacceptable. I don't care who's injured. Play the academy. Frank had to do it. Frank got no mercy. Frank had no mercy in this. If Frank would have dropped 10 and 12, granted it was Roman, he'd have been fired well before he did. He brought it to the academy and said, I don't care who's injured, we're going to fill these roles, and figured out a way to do it. So, Potter needs to do the same thing. We have one of the best academies in the world, bar none.
I thought we sold off a lot of our academy talent.
We still do, but Cobham is rated in the academy list. We are top 5 every year in the academies.
Right.
For wins, for production, for player turnout, for sales, I should say, not sales.
Mm-hmm.
Sales. We have one of the best academies in the world, and I don't know why you wouldn't utilize that. But I get it. Frank's been there forever. He knew what was in the academy. He knew the coffers. He knew how deep they ran. You got to imagine how,
But you're coming back healthy now, so you got the guys. You've got the people to fill it. I mean, is Georgie healthy?
Well,
I know Kovacic won't be
absolutely.
there, but I mean, Conor Gallagher needs to step up. Mount needs to step up. Pulisic needs to step up. So I
Georgie's
mean,
healthy.
there.
Conte was that engine, and I agree, 100%. Conte was just the engine, and I think it took everyone a little bit longer to realize what truly was missing.
Mm-hmm. All you got to do is go back and watch the run to the Champions League 2-3 years ago now. I think it was 2 years ago. I mean, it literally was him running through the midfield and creating in space for Mount and Pulisic and Timo and Kai.
Good old Timo.
Old Timo. But I mean, that's what it was, and Chelsea hasn't had that. They've tried to make Loftus Cheek that guy, but he's still
He's out
it's
too.
So
He's still
lost.
out too for this game.
Yep,
So
he
what
is
you say,
out.
Nick?
He is out. Yep.
What you
Mendy's
say?
gonna be out. Yep, Mendy's gonna be out. Loftus is gonna be out. Conte's gonna be out.
Well, Mindy being out's a good thing. But what's your score, X? What you think?
Oh, 2-0 Chelsea.
0 Bournemouth. Heard. All right.
2-0 Chelsea. Bournemouth's in low form. I think they're gonna come out gunning. They're gonna get caught with their hands in their pants, trying to slice something by us where we hit them on that counter and just be deadly with it.
They got a new
It's
coach.
also at the Bridge. You can't come back from this and not win at the Bridge.
They have a new coach as well, so I definitely made a really crazy pick in this game. I looked at some of what Bournemouth did in the interim, and I went 2-0 Chelsea. So, Lewis, what you think, man? What you think about this one?
Well, it's weird, looking at just the form. Chelsea hadn't scored in their last 4 games, and so it's a bit weird. And just thinking, I'm looking at a 2-1 only because I think it has to be a win. But they got a lot of guys out, and the question is how do they work with the patchwork of putting it together? I think my guy Sterling, I think, is going to want to show up just because he had a lot of things going on. I think this is a good moment for him. I think he's going to give the old Blues a performance in this next match. But I still only see 2-1, just because I think there is an issue where the team is not really connected to the manager, and I'm gonna agree with the guys that he I don't know if he's the guy, and so I think that'll be an issue. But they have to play for the badge, and so they can advance in the table.
Right.
Sterling at the end of his
And that's what makes
City
me.
career was like decent. He started to add goals a little bit, but then just went back to same old Sterling when he goes to Chelsea. Like his early days at City,
You
and I
have
don't know why y'all ever bought him from Liverpool, because he never impressed me there either, so, and now he's back to his old ways at Chelsea.
Listen, when Eden
You
has
have to build your
Hazard,
squad. You really have to incorporate. Go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say when Eden Hazard made fun of him, I never thought that we should have ever bought him. Honestly,
No.
Ed
No.
knew it was up.
But
Ed knew
Ed
it was
Hazard turned into the Hamburglar, so I mean, come
up. Yeah,
on.
this is true. This is true. But he didn't turn into the Hamburglar until we got a ton of money for him either.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. After the Madrid sale, he was like, "Oh, guys, I got you. Big Macs every day." Yeah.
All right. Well, I think
my thing with Sterling, my thing with Raheem Sterling, really is you have to build the squad around. Like you really have to make him a focal point and keep him involved. You can't let him get lost. You can't let him make empty runs. He gets disheartened by it. You can tell when he doesn't fed the ball, he gets this mindset to him like he's not performing, so he's not going to perform. So you really have to build that squad upon and keep him heavily involved inside of that offense and wanting to play the ball kind of through him. And we're just not. We've never been that squad. I mean, we did it with Hazard because we had to towards the end of Hazard's spell at Chelsea. But when Hazard had outlets at Chelsea, we utilized that. I mean, you have to look at some of those games that this era of Chelsea that we came from with early Hazard. We had Oscar, we had Hazard, we had Drogba there at the end. We had a Torres moment in Etta. Like we had all these players that we could feed the ball to. We had Sherrill, and it's just one of those things where everybody on that stat sheet used to have a goal or two in the game. It wasn't one guy scored 2 goals. It was the Chelsea squad came out and they put 3 by you. It was 3 different names on the stat sheet. And that was why the problem we couldn't win Golden Boot until we got Diego. Like we just fed the ball in so many different places. Now we're in this moment to where it's no one. And that's never been the case because I think we put the focal point on, oh, hey, we have that one guy, we have that one guy, we have that one guy. Well, we don't now. So now we have to incorporate in the midfield. Mason Mount needs to put a goal in alongside Kai Havertz to get the pressure off of himself so he's not man-marked. Sterling needs to put a goal in to give some forward so that way they're not cramming into the midfield, and that glue needs to be there from Georgie and Kova. The problem with Georgie and Kova, and I've said it time and time again, which is going to be the issue going forward without Conte. What Georgie and Kova tried to accomplish, Conte does with one person. So it opens up a whole nother position than you can fill or work around. Kova and Georgie have to fill the role that Conte himself can do by himself. And that kills our midfield. Every game we see it. We see them almost fighting each other. It's like our tactics fight each other. And there's no mesh there. And I don't think Potter's the guy to really piece that together and go, hey, we're flipping the script. Like, this is the style of ball we're playing. Like when Cerebral came to Chelsea, flip the script. Things weren't working. We tried something completely new. It kind of worked, but it was new. It was something that because someone else came in. Potter really just adapted Tuchel's plan and was just the nice guy about it. That's all he's done, is be the nice guy. Oh, I'm the cool manager. Everybody loves me. I'm Graham Potter. And everyone's cool at Chelsea. The locker room's fine. And meanwhile, we're dropping 10 points. So
Get that man some cigarettes.
Yeah.
I was going to say this, though. I mean, one of the things that made Potter so good at Brighton was he was flexible. And I think that's one reason why I have a little bit of hope that we're going to see a totally different Chelsea coming out of this World Cup break, because again, I think there was just so much that he was trying to do and trying to fit, square pegs into round holes, and it just didn't work. And there were times where you look at Chelsea and they were just so disorganized, and there was just no, like, I mean, I'm so used to Chelsea having Steele in the back line, Steele in the midfield. There was none of that, And then you got Mason Mount, which I know you love Mason. I don't mind. I love him too, but he's got to pick it up. He's got to pick it up fast. I mean, honestly,
play him correctly. Play him as a cam, he will. Play Mason Mount as a true cam, he will. Potter refuses to do it. Tuchel refused to do it. You want to play him out wide, Mason Mount's going to get lost. You play him in the middle and don't make him a cam, as make him a center midfielder, make him come back on defense to receive the ball, he's going to get lost. Every day of the week. He's Mesut Ozil, but better, because he has a work rate.
Oh,
that's all Mason Mount is.
I hate Mesut Ozil as much as the next guy, but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Those are fighting words on a Friday night.
Mason Mount is a true cam. He's a true cam. You leave him in the center, you let him plug and play.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Arsenal, we'll go ahead and make a chunky little segue here to the Arsenal West Ham game. And, I got to say, at first glance, it looks worrying just because. But, just because of the Jesus injury. And I've kind of, like I said to X, I kind of want to put it out of my mind because he ain't coming back. He won't be back for anything anytime soon.
February, yeah.
It's at least March.
It's March.
It's already at least March, so we're not even gonna, And so, as far as Monday goes,
well, I bet City's happy with that one right now. They're like,
yeah. As far as Monday goes, I'm thinking, I think that unfortunately Arteta's probably going Vieira, Nketiah, Saka, Martinelli, or maybe not Vieira, but hopefully it's Saka and Gabriel Martinelli. It's gonna be Eddie and Nketiah. It just is. And and hopefully Saliba will be back. There's he's like everybody was given a week-long break after they got back, and I love Willie Saliba, but why would you need?
He wouldn't need a break. He only played
you played
one game
of one game. So I hope he'll be back for this one. But I still went 2-0 Arsenal because I think there are goals elsewhere in the team. The rest of the team is there, stayed the same. It'll be Gabriel, it'll be Tomiyasu, it'll probably be Kieran. I haven't heard anything about Zinchenko recently, so it'll probably be Kieran Tierney. And then Partey, Xhaka, Odegaard. So it's pretty much the same team. Ramsdale's back in there, of course, as well. So,
Right.
and I think at home, and plus, Antonio's out, Skamaka's out for West Ham. So they have no attacking threat. Jared Bowen is there. He's not taking anything away. I rate him. He's definitely pretty good, but that's going to be their best attacking weapon going forward. And I think that we're going to have too much. I've looked at some of the highlights, and as far as our friendlies go, and like the last one we played was we actually lost 2-0 to Juventus, but we played a bunch of the subs in that one, so it wasn't it was a different game. But the game before that, where we played like most of the starting lineup, I thought it was like back to business as usual. I thought we looked good, so I think we're gonna handle this one. I think we're gonna take care of business. And I've been meaning to ask you guys, what do you think about any World Cup hangover? How do you think? It's because I was looking at these predictions and I was thinking it could be kind of difficult. Some of these guys, not everybody's back. Some of these guys are maybe a little fatigued. I don't know. Could be interesting to see who kind of hits the ground running and who doesn't. But hopefully Arsenal will bring that energy. What do we think?
I have y'all winning it 1-0 just because it's at home. Had it been at West Ham, I would have said it was going to be a 2-0 to them.
Why?
No Jesus.
No faith.
No Jesus.
He's only got 5 goals.
You can't have faith without Jesus.
He's only got 5 goals that season, bro. He's not the heart.
I know.
He's definitely the heart. He's definitely the workhorse, but he's not the end all be all of the squad.
He's
man.
a workhorse. Yeah. No, I think it's 1-0 Arsenal because it's at home. West Ham doesn't have enough firepower to keep it interesting. So I say 1-0 going to Arsenal.
As far as the hangover, I don't think they'll have that. I think also it'll be a 1-0 for Arsenal, but specifically because they win the games they're supposed to win. West Ham has been mediocre at best this season, and I just think I think Arsenal is watching what City is doing, and I know they have to maintain their form. I support City, but I think Arsenal is gonna be there the entire season, if not win the league. And I think because they just sort of have the youth behind them, that I think they'll have the legs for it. And I think they have to fight through this one, but I think they win it 1-0.
I'm gonna go a little bit different direction. I'm gonna go 1-1. I think that knowing that Antonio's out kind of gives me a little less confidence. But I think West Ham nabs one on like a corner kick, something like that. I think that Arsenal is the type of team that has to be in rhythm. I think some of that hangover will play somewhat of a role. I don't think it'll be as big of a deal as most think, but I think they'll be a little bit disjointed. Just kind of getting back into a rhythm against this type of talent. Also, you're talking about a derby. Those are always gonna have a little bit of a more intrigue to it. So I'm gonna go with a draw, and it's not because I don't think Arsenal's good. I think they are, and I think they'll get through the whole Jesus thing fine until they have to play like an upper level team. And it's not because of his goal scoring; it's because of what he did to open up the midfield by his runs and stretching the defense and whatnot. Yeah, exactly, that work rate. So but I think that I think West Ham somehow gets a goal on a free kick, corner kick, something, like that. And then Arsenal, they won't lose, but I've got them taking a draw on this one.
I think it's gonna be very telling. I think if you look at last season when it fell down to Eddie to kind of step up, he earned a contract. He did enough to get a new contract, despite kind of fluffing it when it came time to win it for Champions League for 4th place. But he's got another opportunity. He's got another chance. I'm just I'm real skeptical, and I'll be the first to say I hope I'm as wrong as I could be, but I just don't think he's the guy. And especially since Patrick, you mentioned it, our January schedule is a nightmare. It's brutal. We play Newcastle. I think it's at Newcastle
Ooh.
on January 4th. Then we play
Tough.
the true Monstars of Space Jam, the Luton Town in the FA Cup. No, then we got Spurs, then it's Tottenham, then it's United, all in January.
Ooh. Ooh, you're gonna learn a lot about Arsenal very
Yeah,
quickly.
And then 2 weeks later, City at the Emirates. At the
game
biggest game of the season.
at the Emirates. Yep.
So
Mm.
in a
That
month
might be
and
a title game.
in a month and a half,
Could
we'll
be.
know. In 6 weeks, we'll really be able to see where this season is. Arsenal have a 5-point lead right now, but that could disappear so fast. That could disappear in the blink of a Holland hat
At
trick.
Chelsea, we know. We know. We know.
And so I think Eddie's gonna have to step up. I think Martin's gonna have to step up as a captain. He's gonna have to really lead. He's really young, but I think he's had some good captains-like performance. We're gonna need our leaders to step up. Xhaka's gonna have to be even bigger than he's been. I think you're right, Lewis. I think this West Ham game's gonna be a fight, and I think we're gonna have to battle in each and every single game this season to win this league. And I think that can be said for every single team in this league. It's no longer a 6 for me. It's a 7 at the top. Newcastle, I guarantee, are going to finish.
Established.
Newcastle are favorites for Champions League right now for me.
Mhm.
So that leaves like one spot. It's City, Arsenal, Newcastle for me right now. As it stands, and I think that's how the table, or it's Arsenal, City, Newcastle is how it stands right now. But I think, like I say, I think someone's gonna have to step up. Hopefully, multiple people. If you look at some of the Arsenal teams of old, even in Henri's day, Bergkamp was bagging goals, Pires was bagging goals, Jose Antonio Reyes was there at times bagging goals. It wasn't just Henri dumping the goal, even though, yes, he did dump goals, and so hopefully Saka can step up, Martinelli can step up, start bagging more goals. Odegaard is joint top scorer. He's got 5 this season, so hopefully we can spread him around and have a good January because we're definitely going to need it. That's for sure. But we'll look across North London to the early game on Monday morning. It's Spurs at Brentford. And I'll go ahead and throw this out. Ivan Toney is charged with another, not initial, but another 263 allegations of gambling on his own team. Like yesterday. It's up to almost 500.
What is
Hang
he
on,
doing?
hang on. For his team against, like, if he's betting for I have no problem with my boy going in and being like, we're gonna what's his name, Floyd Mayweather Jr. My man don't bet against himself. I'm gonna win this fight. I don't see anything wrong with that. You start betting against yourself.
I think the FA rule is if you play for any team registered with the FA, you can't gamble on anything at all.
You can't.
You can't gamble on anything at all, ever.
Whoa.
And so I
man is playing on Monday.
I think he's just got a little gambling thing going on. He's got money coming out of his ears, and so. But did you see the highlights of their last game? I think you said Chelsea played Brentford, but the one before that. Dude, they're imperious. They're looking great. Tony scored a 50-yard goal. Mboma, their first goal before that was good. So I'm hopeful. It's at the G Tech. I'm hopeful. I've said it's gonna be a 2-2 draw. For this one, I think that some people in the Spurs camp have been sick, and I think that this could be a bit of a boring game. But I think that Spurs look susceptible to the long ball, and that's kind of, knock it to Tony Mbomo runs on kind of bread and butter Brentford. So I think Brentford can find some success. I said it would be 2-2. And I got my fingers crossed.
I went 2-0 Tottenham. Harry Kane gonna come out with "I'm going to murder anyone and their sister who stands in front of me today because I missed a PK and I'm upset." 2-0 Tottenham is what I put down, but
2-0 Tottenham. I hope you're really wrong.
yeah, I think Harry Kane's gonna be a menace. I don't want to see him angry. Like,
You won't like him when he's angry.
I have.
You won't like Kane when he's angry.
I have a 3-0 Spurs, but I think Sonny and Harry are gonna have a day because I think Sonny will want to have a good comeback too. It always sits in my mind with Spurs is that his it is when his dad said he needs to play for a winning team, and then he stayed there. I just laugh every time because he's been a remarkable player his entire time there, and so I think him and Kane are going to have a great game, and I think they win 3-0.
All right, I'm gonna go against it all. 3-2 Brentford. I think Ivan Toney has something to prove because he did not make the English squad for the World Cup.
Get the call. Yeah.
I love it. Love that.
I like it.
Love that.
Also, I can't trust Lloris anymore. I'm sorry. He looks so bad. He looks so bad.
I trust him to begin with.
Spurs. But no, I do think that Harry Kane will get on the score sheet, but I'm going to give 2 to Tony. I think he's going to try to prove that Southgate made a mistake, and this is.
I should have been there.
It's game 1. It's his way to show the country, hey, you should have taken me. We probably would have made it this far.
It's a funny thing you mentioned Lloris. I didn't know that.
I'd have gambled on.
Lloris is not starting the game.
He's not?
No, it came out. Conte is gonna start him on the bench.
Oh, well,
wow. I hope that's because Conte thinks he sucks and it's like a whole thing. But I think that it's more like, okay, we'll give you a rest from the World Cup. You did play 7 games, we'll give you a game to rest.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah. But I hope it's like, no, you were terrible in the final. You get benched.
He was terrible, but yeah, he's not playing.
Oh man. Speaking of,
you think France is gonna if Lloris comes back for the next World Cup, you think they'll have a goalie just for PKs?
Wait a minute. I'm just gonna say this: if Lloris is the starting keeper for France 4 years from now, then France has completely lost the plot. If he's starting again, I don't. That would be.
They're done.
In 4 years, you can't find another guy.
Well, I mean, they could, I guess. I'm just asking hypothetically. Would it be a sorry situation where Kepa is the guy? Well, Sorry did it, and somebody else did it too. Kepa's the guy for PKs, but that's it.
Oh yeah, yeah. We bring in a PK specialist. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
So speaking of PK specialist,
of your boys over at Newcastle though.
You want to go to Newcastle? That works. Yeah, that's fine with me. What do you think?
I was going. They were both at Monday at 10. Yeah, I was gonna say Newcastle. Newcastle going to come out and punish Leicester. They're on a roll. They have not lost 1 in 5. I think Newcastle's going to come out and put 2 past Leicester, make them look stupid, and hopefully cost Brendan Rodgers his job. It's a Jamie Madison show over there.
Madison's out. Madison.
I'm shocked he has a job. I don't know how he still has a job there.
You said it'd be 2-0?
I'm shocked Brendan Rodgers is still there. 2-0. 2-0 to my boys over at Newcastle.
I
Wow.
won't.
100%.
I won't even add anything. I agree with that. Like 100%.
I am too. That's what I've got down to. It's 2-0.
Y'all all said 2-0?
Yeah,
Yeah.
to Newcastle.
Watch
Yeah.
that body
We should
get
just erase,
wrecked.
we should just
Welcome
erase
back,
this
baby.
game.
Yeah.
We don't even need to watch that game because I also said 2-0.
Yeah, man.
So it doesn't affect this at all. I don't even know why I'm recording this game.
At all.
But and like you said, I agree with everything said so far. Also, James Madison won't be playing. So and again, I never rated James Madison to begin with. You know, I didn't think he should have made the squad. I don't think he does. I don't think he does any more than Dewsbury Hall does for them, any more than Tielemans does for them. You know, he just happens to be the guy that stays forward.
Tielemans had an amazing cup. I would play Tielemans for the rest of the season. Absolutely,
Well,
100%.
They do. That's why Brendan Rodgers baffles me because he plays 4 center attacking midfielders in his midfield, and then he plays old man. He plays old man Vardy on a cane up top, you know, and he expects
electric scooter.
You wonder why Leicester gets shredded down the wings because James Madison is supposed to play right midfield or right winger or wing. I'm not sure what. I've seen Leicester do some crazy things this season, you know, not least of all at home trying to play Branchville High School soccer versus City. For those of you that haven't heard this story, there's a team in the 1A of the lower state of South Carolina High School called Branchville High School. And I played for Academic Magnet High School in the same division. And we traveled out into the boondocks of South Carolina to play against this purple and yellow team who the soccer team was mostly made up of a conglomeration of the football and baseball squads. And so the strategy was to, and I mean this literally, 7 people in the box at all times. At all times. They had one guy that ran around up top chasing the ball and one person that was in between the center circle and the box. The rest of their players literally stood in the box. This was the strategy. And this was the strategy that I witnessed Leicester play against City like a month and a half ago.
Against the City. Yeah.
And the people, if y'all remember that game, and X, I know you remember because of what I said on the pod. The people that were analyzing that game were like, City struggled, and oh man, City couldn't break down the low block and blah 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 blah. Guys, did y'all watch? City didn't show up for 78 minutes because they didn't have to. They didn't have to show up, and then they scored. You know, they scored one goal.
Easy Saturday.
They didn't have to do anything the whole time, you know. And so Leicester, my point being that Leicester have done some crazy things, you know, and I don't think that they're gonna. And again, it's at home, you know, and so I think that they're not gonna do much, you know. But yeah, like I said, this one was a wash. As far as the predictions league goes, I agree with everybody. It's gonna be a nice little 2-0.
That's hilarious.
But speaking of all-star goalkeepers and people not playing, our favorite Emi Martinez is not playing. I don't know if he's not back or he's not going to be. I think he's just not back from Argentina because during the press conference today,
He's probably not sober yet.
Yeah, Emery said that he's still up to no good. Down in
Probably not sober.
You know, but this is an interesting game. Liverpool at Villa, new look Villa. Liverpool didn't really, for me, they had 2 shots on target, and they scored both of them versus City, and they didn't do much else, you know. And now I didn't get to see the whole game, so maybe that was because City were just that good, you know. But this one could be interesting. This one could be interesting for sure. Liverpool still have a good number of people out, some people not back. Um, they better hope Van Dijk's at his best. You know, I didn't think Joe Gomez looked a little naive. Yes, it is Erling Haaland, but you know what he's doing. Get in, do something. Get in front of him. Kick him. Do something. You know what I'm saying? Like run into his path. Like on that goal. If you watch Joe Gomez, he does look over his shoulder like this. He looks 3 times, but never any slower than that. It's always that quick. And you just can't lose sight of it at any second. And he got punished. And we've seen Villa, score some quick fire goals. So I said 2-2. I said it'd be a good one, a 2-2 game.
For me, I think that the fact that Liverpool is playing that quickly, I think is going to play against them, and it's a second travel. I have Villa winning. I have Villa winning 2-1, and the reason I do is because I think Klopp has had an issue with connecting to the team. I think Salah will score a goal because that's what he does, and I think they lose the game because the team looks a little disjointed, and I think just losing the game to City, I think will take something from them. I don't know if it's fair or not, but I do think it's a bit weird that this is in line with the Klopp excuse game of why do we have to play Monday and City play on Wednesday? So I think they're gonna run into that one where I think that'll be the built-in excuse for losing the game as well.
Oh my.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Liverpool 2-0. I think Amy Martinez not playing. It's gonna be a big deal. I also think that there's a little bit of locker room issues. Coutinho's already looking to get his way out. So I'm interested to see how this Villa team rallies around each other. We all know that Coutinho can really have an effect on a locker room. And so I am a little bit worried about that. But I think if Femi Martinez was in goal, I would say like 0-0, honestly. But I think Salah gets one, and you probably get a free kick goal or a corner. Of course, they do have Tyron Mings, so you never, he's a beast in the center. So, but yeah, I think 2-0 Liverpool. I think them playing the other day, yeah, it is a disadvantage in the terms of that fitness, but I think it's also I think it gives them a little bit of a leg up too. That they kind of gotten the rust off a little bit. So we'll see a decent performance from them.
Do you think that since Jota's out and Firmino's out, but Nunez is back and Salah's obviously going to continue to have a run of the team, do you think that Nunez and Salah will start putting it together?
No. Nunez is not good.
No, he's
just
not.
Going to say that he's not
They can't
good.
understand each other. Who are they going to talk?
Well, there was.
We were talking about.
Hey man.
We were talking about Klopp. We were talking about Klopp and how it just this team doesn't seem like a normal Klopp team. And I know we mentioned this a while back about Sadio Mane leading up to the World Cup, but I mean, I never understood getting a Nunez. Like it doesn't make sense whatsoever for what Liverpool's known for under Klopp. Like he just doesn't fit into that team at all.
They did it to punish us. The window, everyone in the window said,
I know, is it
how
saying?
can we hurt Chelsea? Whoever they're trying to buy or build, we got him first. We don't care if we can use them. We don't care if they fit. Look at Barcelona. None of them guys fit. Everyone got together and said, Chelsea can't buy anything. We're buying everybody, so they can't. That's why they got Nunez. They knew we wanted him. They bought him.
Worth
I
it.
swear that's the reason.
You might have
It
dodged.
did feel like that this summer. I will say that.
You might have dodged a bullet on him,
It
though.
felt like that.
Yeah, we
Also,
did dodge a bullet. That could have been another Lukaku
I honestly
situation.
agree. I don't think he's going to pan out in the Prem. I think he might do well in the Spanish league, not just because of the communication. That's low-hanging fruit there for that joke. I get it. I honestly think he fits better in the Santander league than he does. He's Morata. They fit better over there. They just do. Just ship him back.
Well,
It's not
an
as
in-
physical for
I
one.
have Liverpool winning this game. Right, he's not the Premier League offender. He's not. They want him to be Diego Costa, and he can't do that. That's not him.
Well, it was a funny thing.
But I do have Liverpool winning this game 2-0 to Villa.
Is a funny thing. One of the pundits after the game against City in the cup game, they made points a couple of times where Salah would play a ball to Nunez, and then Nunez would look to give it back to him, and Salah was confused several times. He's like, "Why are you giving me the ball? Like, shoot it!" And so, if the guy on your team is setting you up to score and you giving it back to him, he doesn't want any parts of it, man. He's not good, man. I mean, and so I think that's part of the reason why I think Liverpool is going to lose the game. Is just he's going to try overcompensate, and we know what we get from overcompensation.
Yeah, he didn't impress me.
See, my thing was they were going to be upset about the City loss. I think they were going to be upset about the City loss, so I really felt like they were going to kind of punish Villa for it, being that Villa is in the air with coaching situation. They kind of don't have their camp all the way secured.
Not in the air, man. Unai Emery.
He's got it together by now?
Yeah,
you think he's got it together by now?
They had 2 games before with Unai, and he smashed United in one of them. I think he's had a month to put it together. I have a lot of respect for Unai Emery. I think he was part of a good part of the rebuilding process at Arsenal. And he's been great at Villarreal. I think he is a good coach. I think Villa are new look. They're going to be tough. I think that this, for the neutral, is actually going to be probably a pretty good game. But we'll move on to one that I don't think is going to be a pretty good game. Everton and Wolves at Goodison. I got a 0-0, just an absolute barnstormer
baby!
of a nobody's going to score. Raul Jimenez is at odds with the new coach, Lopetegui of Wolves, and they're relying too heavily on Ruben Neves to do literally everything. But Calvert-Lewin isn't playing for Everton. He's not going to feature, so there are no goal scorers in either of these teams right now.
Can they both lose?
Is that a thing?
Big goose eggs.
I feel like
Big
they both
goose eggs.
lose.
Big goose eggs.
Yeah, I'm
You
going.
think Diego comes in and gets
They
one?
both drop points.
You think Diego Costa going to come in? Your boy.
Oh, Diego! Forgot about Diego.
I learned my lesson before the break. No.
He's
not the Diego of old.
Of course he's suspended.
I bet on Diego like 4 weeks in a row. My man did not show up. He lost all the dogs he brought to the Wolves. He lost all of them. He let them loose in the stadium. Can't find them.
He's already on a 3-game ban. Why does that even surprise you?
That's classic Diego.
It's 0-0. This game goes full 90. No one even takes a shot on goal. It's just not.
Is this another wash? Did anybody say anything other than 0-0?
I'm gonna go 1-0. Just I don't know.
Legacy pick for old Lampard?
Yeah, we'll go with the legacy.
Yeah, baby, let's go.
Oh no, Everton.
They're both losing. That's the result. They both lose.
-1 to -1.
Yes.
Ooh. Hey, Everton need the points, man.
Yeah, they do.
Wolves are dead last, bro. Talk about needing points. Wolves are in their bottom. They're in the basement. Yeah, talk about needing points. Good. Another interesting game I thought was Crystal Palace hosting Fulham. Mitrovic is facing another little niggle. That same injury, so he's not 100%. Palace have not looked good in the break in the interim in their friendlies. Patrick Vieira's come under a little bit of criticism for some of his comments about saying, we need more, we need this, we need to do that, we need to do this. So this one, man, X knows I've made some bold predictions on Palace, and they've just let me down, time in and time again, man. But I've said 2-1. Will Zaha got to do it for me. I just think Palace have too much on the break, man. At times I think they can put some good stuff together. I think they can defend well at home versus the long ball kind of tactics. So I said 2-1 to Palace.
The fact you gave Fulham 1. The fact you gave Fulham 1 is what's baffling me. I got 2-0 to Palace.
Bro,
Fulham's not gonna have any
Mitrovic
firepower
on crutches is worth a goal in every single game. I don't know when you're gonna get that through your head. Alexander Mitrovic with one leg is worth a goal in every game. Would you say 2-0
Palace,
Palace,
baby. Let's go.
2-0 Palace?
2-0 Palace, yeah, all day. Fulham's not going to score. I don't think they've scored a lot in their last couple games.
Well, yes, they have. They have. You haven't given any respect to Fulham all season.
He's a Chelsea
Man,
fan.
Mitro, baby.
Supposed to.
My man Mitro. Hey, we got the American
Fulham,
back
man, they can
back line. I'm a fan.
I'm gonna go 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah, give me 1-1.
Oh, baby, let's go.
I was going 1-1, but
Love
because I feel no, I'm not going to give you that one. No, I am going to go 2-1 Fulham because I want to.
Because I want to.
Oh, what Lewis isn't telling you
I
is
like
he's
it.
playing,
I like it.
playing the strategy game in the predictions league is what he's doing. He's just going against everything we're saying so that he's different, so that he can get if he's right, he'll get a big
And
lead.
if it ends up on him, yeah, he automatically leapfrogs. Yeah,
It's
he
high risk, high
leapfrogs the whole
reward.
thing. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
we see you.
These two teams are tied in the league. They're only separated by goal differential.
They are.
Yeah, that's why I thought it'd be an interesting one, and I gave it to the home team. Home field advantage.
I'm definitely going to watch this one. I'd rather watch it
than Everton Wolves.
Games, this is the one I'm picking.
You're not going to watch Palace Fulham. It's at the same time as Chelsea.
No, Chelsea doesn't play till Tuesday, right?
There you go.
Tuesday.
There you go.
Chelsea doesn't play till Tuesday.
Yeah, you're definitely not watching Everton Wolves. That's for sure.
No, I'm definitely not
Palace Fulham.
Brighton
You got Leicester, Newcastle. You got Southampton, Brighton. Segue. Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Segues are weird. What you think of Southampton, Brighton?
Didn't Brighton lose in recently in was it FA? Or did I see that wrong?
No,
Brighton beat Arsenal in the EFL Cup, right?
Okay.
In the Carabao.
Brighton lost to Charlton in PKs in the round of 16 in the EFL.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's even worse. I didn't need to hear that.
In PKs.
That's still bad. I didn't need to hear the team that beat us.
Tied Villa the day before that, or the week before that, they tied Villa. Yeah.
Yeah. That game was nuts. Yeah.
I'll go 3-1. Southampton
beat Arsenal in the third round.
Oh, Southampton.
No, Southampton's not good.
Where do you?
Southampton's not good. They're not good.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, I said 3-1 Brighton. No, I said 3-1 Brighton. Southampton's not good.
I was about to say
come on now.
They're gonna win and then they're not good.
Yeah, no. Yeah, give me Brighton 3-1.
Brighton 3-1. What do we think, X?
I think it's actually going to be it's a draw. I'm very teetering on 1-1 or 0-0. I'm going to say 0-0 now for the prediction, but in my heart of hearts, I really do think this game's going to go to a 1-1. But for my prediction sheet, I wanted to say 0-0, just because I think this game's going to be rolling out to a grind, and neither of them are going to be able to capitalize on the few chances that are going to be created in either one of these sides in the final third. I just don't see Southampton rolling over. Again, I'm waiting for them to wake up. They won their last league game. I know we've had a huge break. Brighton's not been in good form in the league. They lost Potter. Like I said, I don't think they have they've had time. They've had time. I'll give them that to get everything situated. I just think it's going to be a draw. I don't think either of these squads are going to be.
I disagree completely. I think this will be a bit of a lively game. Southampton are better at home. I'm not going to say they're great at home, but they're better at home. De Zerbi's team is always bright for Brighton, pun intended there. I think they're going to bring a lot of energy. They always do. I think Trossard's going to have something to prove, just like every other Belgian, in the world. I think not having McAllister, he's not back from Argentina yet. He's still involved in the party, and I get that. So that's he's been really good for them in the midfield. I said Brighton 2-1. I just think that at home Southampton have a goal, but I think Brighton have too much. I think they're going to have all of the ball. I think they're going to be able to capitalize on some of the defensive frailties we've seen from Southampton this season.
Here's a stat quick. Southampton have lost just one of their last 10 Boxing Day league games, going down 5-2 at Tottenham in 2017 at home. Saints are unbeaten in 6 Boxing Day games since the 2-1 loss in 1999 to Chelsea.
Boxing Days don't mean a thing.
Especially coming off of this break.
Yeah.
Because usually Boxing Day has that match congestion, and coming off this break, it's not going to have it.
I'm picking Southampton 1-0 because
I would say it doesn't.
Whoa, really?
1-0 St. Mary's.
Because they're at home.
That's exactly. As soon as Jake said they were,
It's like a virgin to get it done. I like it.
Wait, you changed it? You switched your pick?
1-0 Southampton. I heard it twice. I'm like, I was gonna go for a 0-0, but you said what I was thinking. They're at home. It's because they're at home. I'm gonna give them 1.
The home field advantage. It's definitely been big this season. Definitely been big. No faith in the goals. All right. Well, that leaves only one game left. Speaking of home field advantage, Man U, we're going to need it.
It's the Monstars, baby.
It's the Monstars. It's Nottingham Forest. Oh, man. I tell you right now, the only reason that man...
Yeah, we shouldn't even be here, guys.
The only reason he's got a job is because the fans love him. Straight up. The fans like Steve Cooper, so he's still around. I said 2-0 United.
I wish Boyley would take a page out of that book. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I just think United are going to have too much. Hopefully they don't play Casemiro in the back line like they did in the EFL Cup. That was weird. But I think Rashford looked good. I think Nottingham Forest are awful, honestly, especially away from home. So I got 2-0 United.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. Fun fact, though, the last time these two played was in 1999. United 8, Nottingham Forest 0. I mean 1. Sorry, 1. I was looking at.
Maybe I should up my pick.
I think we were talking about Kane going on a tear, and I think Rashford's actually set to kind of go off a little bit. So that's
no Ronaldo, no oversight, no pressure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got United.
No completely pissed off Ten Hag.
4 for United. 4-0 United. Because
all right.
They're gonna be a wagon. Is that what you're saying? They're gonna turn into a wagon now?
4.
Hey, I mean, it's not for
Here you go,
nothing,
boys.
but
I'm taking a page out of Lewis's book.
Forest defense is terrible. Forest's defense is awful.
4.
Oh yeah, horrible. Horrible.
Oof.
I'm taking a
They
page out
lost-
of Lewis's book. 0-0 draw.
Oh,
No.
if that happens, there's some real problems at United for sure.
I'm going to tell you why they're going to get 4, and I disagree with the 0 because Ronaldo's not there.
Yes.
4.
Oh my God.
4.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I think there's potential for the 4-0. There is no potential for the 0-0. X, you've made some wild picks. Grateful for your wild picks. I'm glad because that is a shocking one.
No. What is dead may never die. My boys are not out yet. You
Xavier,
gotta give them
Xavier,
0-0.
let's see. They shipped 6 to City. They shipped 3 to Arsenal, 5 to Liverpool. It's not great. It's not looking good for Forest. So that 0-0 doesn't look great. What you think, Patrick?
I go 2-0. I mean, yeah, I think Ronaldo being gone, I think, Rashford's going to go on a tear here. I think he's really going to take off. And yeah, Forrest just. Only reason why I went 2-0 is just because when you start talking about 3, 4, 5, it almost seems unrealistic. 2 seems like, you know what, they feed them. They kind of work it out, especially with match congestion coming up and whatnot. I think you see teams they get on top and they kind of pull back a little bit, unless you're City, because City's just loaded with talent. So they may put some 5s or 6s up, but I think depth wise, is Casemiro and Varane back, or is it just Casemiro?
I don't know about Varane. Cashmere's definitely back.
Ron's not back.
He shouldn't be playing in center back though. That was really odd.
Yeah.
They were playing some lower division team, so I guess it's not that big a deal. But
yeah, I got United 2-0. Maybe old Ten Hag starts to make the people happy.
maybe.
I think I hate Ten Hag more than I hate Potter, but that's just me.
I don't understand the hate for Potter. I really don't.
I would play for Potter. Like, I could see myself putting on a jersey, going out and playing for Potter. I would kick Ten Hag in the face or lace a ball into the sideline so fast at that man. Nah, not happening.
Would you Katana it, or would you
player-
Nigel de Jong it?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to.
Gotta do Nigel.
You gotta do Nigel.
Nigel.
You gotta go. Says the City fan.
I just know my personality. I would absolutely just rub the wrong way with that man so fast. The first time I shook his hand, we'd hate each other. I already know that.
Do you think Ronaldo, if he wasn't so much of a bitch, they would have gotten into a fist fight in the locker room at some point?
A fight?
Yeah.
Come on.
Say Ronaldo was Diego Costa, they would have fought. Diego Costa would have rolled my man out of the locker room.
He would have.
Sure.
That would have been great. I would have loved to have seen that.
Diego got up and boxed fans. He didn't care. He did not care.
So there's something interesting on the Premier League website right now. If you look at some of the matchups, like their little summary of the game, at the bottom of the page are statistics. It's most goals, most appearances, most assists, and most wins. And I think it was last year, a bunch of like old pros and people voted that Thierry Henry was the greatest ever Premier League player. But if you put, set much store by statistics, he's 7th on the goal list. and he's not on the rest of the lists on the top 10, which was interesting to me. Now
But he had that much of an impact. That's the
I'll
point.
I'll argue the same all day that he's the greatest ever Premier League player because I'm clearly biased. But Ryan Giggs, for one, is second on appearances, first in wins, first in assists. He's not on the goals sheet because he doesn't. He wasn't that prolific. But
No.
Frankie Lampard, he's like fourth in it. He's like fifth in assists, fourth in goals, third in. He's like top 5 in everything. It's it. So what do you guys think about?
Where's Saint Drogba? Where's Saint Drogba?
He's not on any of them.
What?
I'll look at it again. I don't think he was even on the goal scoring list.
Oh my gosh!
Top 10.
There's
Top
no
10 goal
way.
scorers.
There's no way.
You said it's on their website. It's on the website.
I'm looking it up again. Yeah.
I want to see this.
Hey, what's really cool is though I didn't know this was happening this year. Vieira and Rooney are going to be inducted into the Premier League Hall of Fame.
As they
That'll
should.
give Arsenal another
There's
one.
another one. That's another one. Rooney.
As they should.
Is on here a lot. Oh, as soon as I start saying something about it, it disappears.
Yeah, man. I was trying to find that, man. I'm all about seeing that list.
What do you know? What? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Check this out.
Is it the stats page and more? Yep.
You see that?
All time. Yep.
Oh, here we go. Hold on.
Yep.
Am I doing that right?
Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
Right now, yep.
Yes, I can see.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
There you go. Drogba's
Yeah,
not even
Giggs.
on any of them.
Frankie Lampard, baby, let's go.
Lampard is 3, 6, 4, and 2. Giggs is 2, 1, and 1.
Well, yeah.
He's not on the
That's-
goals.
that's-
It's interesting. How much store do you guys set by statistics when it comes to a conversation like this?
Well, what else is it saying? The statistics.
It's both, right?
When you don't have trophies or something like that, something goofy. It was something goofy saying where it trying to dispel stats. I don't know. That's weird. Because I can think.
Hey, we got Nicholas Anelka though.
I don't know. A lot of these guys have trophies, though. Alan Shearer won a Premier League. Wayne Rooney's got trophies. Giggs has a ton of trophies. Lampard's got trophies. Gareth Barry, not so much. He played for Villa.
He won with the City too, though. He won one with the City.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah.
My man Petr sitting up at 202 with the #1 clean sheets. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
There you go.
Well, he was something else
More
anyways.
than Edwin van
One of the
der.
greats.
I'm shocked he has more than Edwin van der Sar. I really am at that. That actually.
Van der Sar was a hero, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just stay with it. I guess.
This is really cool.
Does
Sorry.
Kane get to Shearer's number? He's what, need 65?
God no. God no. Nobody's hitting that. Maybe if he switches teams.
Oh yeah, he's got to switch teams because Spursy.
I mean, I don't know. 65 doesn't seem like that much.
I mean, that's what, 22 a season?
260.
I think he might need 4 more seasons.
A lot of work over at the Spurs.
I think he might need 3 seasons plus another 10 goals this season.
And you think that happens at Spurs?
But if Harry leaves, he's not going to go. If
he's not going to stay in the Premier League.
I don't think he stays in England. I don't.
Really?
I don't see them giving him to anyone else they have to play against. I just don't see the Spurs.
He's not going to do that. He's already shown that twice.
In a rival.
So where would Kane go? I mean,
he'll die at Spurs. I don't know why we're talking about this. He's going to die at Tottenham. He will die at Tottenham. He will stay at under 200 or, under 260 for sure. Sorry. He's at 195. He only needs 5 more. He'll stay under Alan Shearer. He'll take Wayne Rooney. He'll be second, but he'll die at the Spurs in the next 3-4 seasons, and he'll be done.
Yeah, because he's 29 now.
Spurs won't let him go. He's already he made that choice during the last contract re-sign when he had a chance to leave, and he said, "I'm going to stay. We're going to win trophies. We're going to do this." He had the choice. He made the mistake. He missed the PK. He deserves to die in Tottenham. Tottenham scum. I hope I don't see you at the next World Cup.
Just wait till Barcelona come in with that voodoo magic. You know, they'll come in with their hoodoo and their wizardry, and somehow they'll get him away. They'll get him away to
They'll
Spain.
pull another lever.
And then
Pluck
3 years
Harry out
later,
of
there'll
the-
be
out
some
of the
other
cauldron.
scandal.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
They
Yeah.
can't afford it. They never paid Tottenham for him. They just wrote a blank check. Oh, sorry, that one bounced. My bad.
Whoops.
Isn't that what
Oh,
happened
yeah,
with
don't worry.
Leeds and Rafina? Like they're still waiting to get paid for him.
Of course
Name
they are.
it. Name a player that Barcelona has bought in the last 3 or 4 seasons. They have
That they
not
don't
paid.
owe money for.
They
They
still
still owe
owe money to
Liverpool.
Frankie De Jong
They
just for
still
his
owe
freaking
Liverpool.
salary.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about Barcelona,
Owe Liverpool money for the Coutinho deal.
they're trying to organize the 19th lever to bring Messi back.
Oh my God. What?
I heard that today. I heard that today they were trying to bring him back still.
That is, everything you hear from Barcelona these days just makes you shake your head even harder. Like I thought that Chelsea was the undisputed dumpster fire FC, but it's really Barcelona. They've taken the cake for, you know, watching a garbage pail on fire float down a flooded street, you know, like my favorite meme. You know, so
Every day.
I really
Every
hope-
day.
I can't decide if I want them to beat Manchester United in Europa League or if I want them to lose. I can't decide. I kind of don't like either team a lot. Oh man. But I also think that Arsenal can beat either of them. So I'm not like afraid of either of them. You know,
You shouldn't be. You shouldn't
bad.
be.
And, you know, so I think that regardless, as far as Europa League goes, I think Arsenal are fine as far as that goes. But
Do you think they'll put equal focus on that? Will they really want to win that?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
if their league form starts
you mean
slipping,
versus the league?
Or
if their league form starts slipping, then yeah, for sure. I think because, you know, if they don't make if they're not even in Champions League next season,
Now you know they in Champions League. You know that
really,
they'll be there.
Right.
okay.
Yes, you'll be there.
They'll be
I
there.
don't
Nah,
I don't
You'll
know
be-
enough. I don't know
you'll
enough about
finally
La
be there,
Liga.
Jake. It's
I
okay.
don't know enough about La Liga to really refute that. You know, to be honest with
You'll
you.
be there.
They'll
Either
be
way, you'll get the league spot, and if not, you'll win. I truly believe you're going to win the Europa. You'll definitely win and finish top 4. You'll be in the champs
You're
next season.
confused, Dex. You're confused. We're talking about Barcelona making Champions League.
Oh. Yeah, they'll make it.
Oh no, Barcelona's not making champ. Well, oh yes, they will. They'll
They'll
be there.
make-
We're all
They'll finish
confused. We're all
top
confused.
4 of their league.
I was
They'll
talking
make-
about Barcelona making Champions League.
Oh,
Y'all started talking about
Ooh.
Arsenal making Champions League.
Oh.
I'm convinced Arsenal are going to make Champions League.
I thought you were talking about you. Yeah, right. No, yes, of course, Arsenal's making champions league.
Arsenal definitely making it. I was talking about
Does
Barcelona.
Xavi stay? Does Xavi stay at Barca if they truly don't handle this the way they're supposed to?
but
Like,
Barcelona's top
they're
of the
top of the league right
Yeah,
now.
that's
Pretty
like
set.
Barcelona's top of league.
Yeah, they'll make
league.
it.
And after Madrid, who was 2
They'll
points,
make it.
the next team is 11 points back. They're
It's
making
Yeah,
a
they're
cap.
fine.
Yeah,
They're
11
never
points
mind.
back.
I got my hopes
They'll
up for
make
a
it.
scandal. I got my hopes up for something crazy. It wasn't working out.
If they didn't get taken down from the 14,000 levers they flipped this year with zero penalties on financial fair play, nothing's happening to them.
Yeah, that's true.
They had no money to. I'm out. I'm out.
They have no money.
I don't know how you enter a transfer window. I don't. I don't know how you enter a transfer window with -$dollars and buy 8 players. I don't
That's
understand.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They're gonna work their hoodoo, and Harry Kane is gonna wear Barcelona
Baffles me.
somehow, some way. No, but I finally understand what you were asking me,
As
Lewis.
soon as Lewa goes,
Yeah, I get it though. You were
as soon
asking
as
if
Lewa
Arsenal,
leaves, Kane takes Lewa's place.
you say you were asking if Arsenal's gonna focus on Europa League.
Yes.
I think they're genuinely. I think Arteta has the mindset that we can compete on all fronts.
Good. Good.
So that he's not gonna. It's not gonna be a let's put eggs in a basket. He wants to win it all. He wants to try to win everything, I think. And so I think we'll come for FA Cup. I think we'll come for Europa League. And I think we're going to battle in every single game in the Premier League.
How many trophies do you think they end the season
I
with?
would agree with that 100%.
I honestly won't be surprised if we don't win anything. But I also won't be surprised if we, win the FA Cup. I think we'll definitely challenge for the league, and I definitely think we're favorites for Europa League. So at the beginning of the season, we won a Champs League. That was it. That's all that mattered. That's a successful season. I think we've done that. I think we've exceeded that already. I think that's kind of already like a expectation now. So
Right.
I think there's potential. I think there's potential for 1, even 2 trophies. But also if we go out semifinals and finish second, I'm not gonna be mad. Second in the league, go out semifinals in the tournaments and have a. I would still count that as a successful season. 8th, 5th, 5th, second.
Absolutely.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that all day long.
Absolutely.
You know who's not winning trophies this year?
Chelsea.
Hey, no.
You walked
Well,
into that one.
probably not. Probably
Into that
not.
one.
Probably not. Tottenham. Of course they're not.
Yes. No, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. You walked
good.
right into that one. I'm sorry.
I know. But yeah, we're not winning anything this year.
I don't know. I mean, everybody's got a shot at the old FA Cup.
Do they? Do they?
Not really.
Because I'm gonna be honest, as a City fan, City never tries to win that cup. I've not seen them try one time truly to try to win the FA Cup.
Which
They've
is
won
weird
it, but they
you
don't really try.
That's
You
because
own the No One Cares Cup.
They do. They do.
right.
So why I don't understand.
They don't care about the FA Cup. Like I've never seen them in the in every year that Pep. I mean, they did win it once, but every year Pep looks like he's not even interested in that competition.
Yeah. That's the
That's because
the
Pep
thinking.
will never get what he wants, which is that all-inclusive champions or that all-elusive Champions League that he wants. Won't happen for you.
Maybe.
As I get bold, I think this year they do get it.
It's written. It's written. I guarantee you this, and I'll call it right now. PSG is winning that Champions League trophy. PSG will win that Champions League trophy.
I don't know. It takes more than
one
takes
way or
more
another. And I don't want to throw shade.
It takes more than
I
passing.
don't want to throw shade on FIFA. I don't want to throw shade. Nah, man, it's written. They want Messi to end up the most decorated. They want Messi to end up doing the same thing Ronaldo's done. They want him to. He's not. Dani Alves has 2 more trophies. He's going to win the French League. He's going to win the UEFA to get every trophy that he ever needs.
He's already won the
then he'll be
Champions League
done
like
and
5
leave PSG.
He's
Not at
won the
PSG.
Champions League like 5 times, man. I don't think that
PSG hasn't won.
So, why would he care? Why would he care about PSG?
PSG's going to win. It's going to be because Mbappe just went
That's the
insane.
one thing PSG's lacking.
Yeah.
Which, did you see he was back at training 2 days after the World Cup final?
Yep.
Like, that man is on a mission.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to carry him for sure.
Nobody's stopping it.
I just don't think that without the whole complete team that you can win a Champions League. Period. No matter who you are. And City have it this year. And so for me, you're gonna have to beat City. It goes through Manchester this year for me. Yeah.
When you see Julian Alvarez lined up next to Erling Haaland with Phil Foden on the other side, because that's what they're gonna do. This is the year.
Who's stopping that? Who in Europe can, if you played the game 10 times, City is going to win 8 out of 10 times versus everybody.
And with
even
that,
against Madrid.
Yes.
How?
You put that front three and
How
then
though?
Rodgers,
How on paper?
in the middle. Come on,
On
man.
paper, you're gonna sit there and try to argue Foden, Haaland, and
Alvarez.
Who's your
Alvarez.
Argentinian?
Alvarez
is better than Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe. Front three to front three, PSG take it.
But the back line for PSG does not match the back line for City. Nor can anyone in a PSG shirt in the midfield match Rodri.
Or De Bruyne. Or Bernardo
Or
Silva.
Kevin De Bruyne.
Or Bernardo.
Yes.
Or we're washing them in the middle.
So Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar are better, more experienced, yes. But is PSG better than City? Not by a long shot.
Nope.
But see,
Like I say, it's
here's
Champions
the
League.
thing, though. Here's the thing,
I think the
though.
World Cup.
Plenty of teams, Chelsea, have gone to win the Champions League, and they did not have the better team. I mean, it's not always the better team. I mean, personally, if I were to pick today, yes, City should win it. But there's just so much that comes into play. Again, we talk about match, fixture congestion, all this stuff. I think that we're gonna see a team that kind of comes out of nowhere, and I guess PSG's kind of taken out if you're talking about coming out of nowhere because. I mean, they have every reason to be part of it. I mean, I'm just looking at their lineup, and I mean, it's good, but it's not City good by any means.
This is the first year that Pep Guardiola has acknowledged that winning the Champions League is what he's there for. Like he's kind of said it in passing, but this year he said that's what they want to win this year. He's never outright said that publicly, and he knows the team that he has is literally built for that because there's depth. Like even if you don't start Alvarez next to Haaland, you can play Silva there. They have two players in every position. Even if left back is weak, because you can play Laporte or you can play over. So they literally are too deep. Their goalkeepers are too deep. Like on their day. It just there's no question. The only thing they're missing is the mentality, and they lost to Real Madrid last year because of their head. That was it. Because there was no reason for them to lose that game, and I just don't think PSG does it. De Bruyne has something to prove. Haaland clearly has something to prove, and I respect Messi in every sense. I think he's one of the greatest players that we've ever seen. And I think Mbappe is on that trajectory. And I think Neymar was in the conversation. But that's three guys are not a team. And you win it as a team. And I think this year is those guys, and I think this is the other reason I think City does well. Arsenal has literally caused City to have to be good all year. Like they have to be good all year because of Arsenal. Like Arsenal's not going to let them drag, and we appreciate Arteta. We'll call him a pseudo blue, right? But we appreciate Arteta having, and then he took City guys and kept them at that same level. And I think because Arsenal's so good this year, I think it makes City that much more hungry. Because if they do win the Champions League, and if they do win the league, that was going to be like a hell of a fight because it was one that they didn't expect that they had to have.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a battle across all fronts. And I think you've said it before, Lewis. It's only going to get more difficult. It's only going to get the league's only going to get stronger. The Champions League is only going to get stronger, and we ourselves can only get stronger here at the For the Badge podcast. I think that's going to do it. We are getting on past 90 minutes here and some stoppage time. So, yeah, thanks for listening. Hope you have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you're celebrating out there. Hope it's good. Hope you go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell for the notifications for upcoming videos. There's plenty more. We can't wait. We're excited about the Premier League coming back. We will be back shortly after those games have been played for the match week roundup. Again, this has been the For the Badge podcast. Hope you have a wonderful night. Thanks for listening.